Everybody, SoCal Thero here. Welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 21. In this episode, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of something that I'm going to be working on in the future over there that's back in the car wash, getting cleaned up. But in this episode today, we're going to be working on a Ford Bronco. As you see, the Ford Bronco up here is already done. This is just a standard regular edition of the Ford Bronco that I found in the junkyard. In fact, I found 3 of them. I found this one, another one that was the same exact trim, and then the one we're going to be working on today, which is in the shop right now. Let's go check it out. So, as you see, it's a LEO version of the Ford Bronco, and it's got all of the body paneling on it already, minus the paint job. And the suspension work's already done on it as well. It just needs to be finished in the engine bay here. So, as you see, some of the fluids are done out already as well. The engine is in it to the point to where the bottom end's completely done, so I don't have to get underneath the car again. So we're going to go ahead and pick up with replacing the rest of the upper half of the engine. Going to get this engine head on. I should have all the parts too, because the engine that's in this one, even though you can swap the engines and do even bigger engines, like they have a supercharged version you can use. And I was debating on doing that, but I didn't want to spend that much money on it just because I'm a little poor right now. And my quick flip car that I just got out of the junkyard, I'll need some money for to be able to flip it at the same time, so I can have money again. So with that being said, this car, I decided I'd just go the stock route with it and keep all the parts the same, so that way I wasn't spending the extra money and I could use some of the parts that came off of the other car as well. I kind of built the other car based off of the parts I could salvage on this car and the parts that were on it. And anything that was left over from the 2 of them, I decided to just use it for this car as well. So when I noticed I started having a lot of extra parts, I was like, I don't want to spend the money, and then I have to end up selling the parts that I end up don't needing because I upgraded to more performance parts. So financially, it made more sense just to do the restore based off of regular parts instead. When you start getting under that $100,000 mark, you start getting a little worried about having enough funds in order to do rebuilds for mods. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I better cool it on this one. But don't worry, there will be more in the future where I'm doing performance mods to it. One of the DLCs that came out, I just got the last car I needed of the 3 to have all of them, similar to what I did with the Jaguar DLC. So be on the lookout for a video like that as well in the near future, which is some pretty fast and pretty cool cars. And one of them I found was actually the flip car that I'm going to be using to restore some of my money from the losses I took from I took a lot of heavy losses actually from the Jaguar DLC because I ended up keeping 2 of the 4 cars instead of only 1 like I had originally planned. So I couldn't say no to that F-Type, so that's the reason why I'm a little bit poorer than I normally would be. That, and I've been hanging on to a lot of the cars too. And I've been going to the junkyard. I haven't been having any luck. Like the last 2 trips to the junkyard haven't had many cars. I've only found the 1 flip car, and actually, no, I take that back. I did find 1 car that is a mod that we'll use in a future episode as well, and it's one I've never done before, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But yeah, the junkyard seems a little depleted these days, so definitely gonna have to put some more work in on finding some cars. I could do barnyard finds, but the thing with barnyard cars is they're in pretty good shape, so you don't make a lot of profit on them. So if you're planning on keeping them, you're not gonna make that much money. So it's easier to buy a junkyard car that you can flip and make a ton of profit on, rather than a barnyard car that you're probably not gonna save a whole lot of money on by buying it because it's mostly together. But at the same time, you're not gonna make a profit either. You're just working on it just to work on it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this motor here. We're almost done, actually. Like I said, I had most of the parts already, so this is probably going to be a pretty quick episode. of Car Mechanic Sim. It looks like the engine is completely done, so we're gonna go ahead and start filling the fluids I couldn't fill, which is the engine oil, obviously, because the engine wasn't done. The power steering, because there wasn't a power steering pump on the engine yet. And the coolant, because the water pump wasn't on the engine yet as well, so we should be good there. Looking around, you can see I got the fuses done already and all the electricals done too, so just these fluid top offs should really be the only thing left for this vehicle. And then it'll be off to the test track, or not test track, I'm sorry, the test path, so we can make sure that the alignment's correct and the headlights are good, and then into the paint booth. And I know the car originally came all white, but I did find a livery in there, I think, when painting the other one that's more LEO, where it's black and white, so that's probably the route I'm going to go. Yeah, it's all done. Okay. Go ahead and move it to the test path here. Man, that went really quick. There we go. We'll move that. We'll align that wheel. Align this one. And this one. There we go. Alright, driver's side headlights done. Wow, passenger side is pretty much spot on. Just a little movement there so you're not blinding people head on. And we're going to go ahead and move it into the paint shop here. So the car originally came all white like this, yep. And there is a livery in here for LEO, I want to say. And I cannot see it now. What happened? I'm not seeing any of the liveries. Let's do... Okay, we'll do the original color there. Or this is the other car outside. So it was this color. I could have sworn I saw an LEO version. All. Huh. I just missed that? Oh, I did. That's probably it there. Number 5. Number 4 is pretty cool looking. Do a black color and take a look at it. Just look at it. Alright, there's the LEO. That's pretty cool to see. Man, that thing's flipping. There you go. So that is going to be what I'm assuming is the LEO paint job for this thing. So we're going to go ahead and paint it that. We're not going to do an all white one. And it is stock, so we're not going to take it to the dyno, but we are going to take it outside to take a look at it next to the other one. Just look at it. Man, I do like the LEO version. It's cool. It came with the antennas, too. Like, the roof was a little more upgraded, and... Oh, look at that. It's got a shotgun in the front seat, too. That is really neat. You know what? I did not start this one up to make sure it runs before I'm going to sell it, because I am going to sell this one. Try it. It does work. That's cool that the gauge cluster is mapped too, so it actually works with the car too. Man, those tires look... Man, they look kind of tiny on there. I'm not gonna lie. I think you use some beefier tires on there. If I'm being brutally honest, like that's the factory tires. I just left them to whatever the size is, but look at all that wheel space. Got plenty of space still. Let's make sure this one runs too. Not bad. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the mod author said that this is a 1983, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I guess we'll take it to the speed track, see how it does. Let me get in it first. Might be a little bit easier so I don't have to pick the car. I don't want to pick the wrong car. There we go. Now let's see how it does. 138. 138. A 138, that's not bad. Man, this thing is pretty nimble, I must say. Look at that cornering. It's a pretty cool mod. You can tell the guy that developed the mod too was really thinking of the era, because like the front and the rear suspension on it, you guys didn't see it. It's actually leaf spring like it should be for that era. A lot of mods, you'll be working on an old classic car and then it's got like modern parts on it just because of the limitations with the game. At least I thought there was limitations, but apparently not, because this guy was able to pull it off. Say there's leaf springs on the front instead, so that's pretty cool to see on a mod, let me tell you. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought, and until next time, take care.